Jibril Karim is an energy research analyst at Ecobank Group. He joins me now to discuss this development. Good morning, Jibril, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Harry. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Lagos' new oil status is a plus to the state. What is your opinion about how this will help the state to develop further?
Well, like most of the Niger Delta states, Lagos State, due to the fact that the Haje field is located offshore Lagos, is entitled to 13% derivation fund from the proceeds of oil exports from the field, and which simply we add to the revenue of Lagos State, which is the state is already the highest in terms of internally generated revenue among the 36 states of the federation, and rightly so, because the state is the economic capital of the country, as well as the most likely the highest number of population as well. So it requires a lot of infrastructural development, and the IGR has been helping a lot. We've seen that, despite the fact that a lot of other states outside Lagos State are having challenges paying workers due to low bank allocation. This has not been the situation for Lagos State, which have this internal generated revenue to fall back on, and this simply means that even further solidify position of Lagos State in terms of its revenue. Although it should be noted that the magnitude of output from Ajay field is not as significant when compared to the other Niger Delta states. The Ajay field itself is currently producing at about 7,000 barrels of oil per day. Which was supposed to be around 11,000, but due to some technical issue, the production is currently capped at about 7,000. The companies are working hard towards getting it to the peak production of 11,000 barrels by the end of the year. But regardless, I don't think that will even match 10 to 20% of the production recorded on some of the Niger Delta states.
Yeah, even if it does not match the level of output that we see in the Niger Delta, but overall, how will that impact on the revenue generation drive of the government?
Well, it's an additional revenue for the government, and definitely it will be a significant income from the government. It was expected. The government has been trying to file for this out of the 5 wells on the field. Only 4 was granted due to the fact that one of the wells was considered to be beyond water depth that is usually used in allocating this revenue to the state. So obviously this is going to bring in more income to Lagos State, giving the Lagos State government more income to work with in terms of infrastructural development and other governmental expenses in the state. So yes, it's going to be an addition to already high level of internal generated revenue for the state.
Now, the president has directed the NNPC to increase effort in oil exploration in the Chad Basin. Apart from what is going on in Lagos, do we see improved oil production in other parts of Nigeria?
Well, the case of Lagos is quite different from the northern part of the country. If you look at of course, Lagos is not part of the Niger Delta Basin, where most of the output from Niger Delta is situated. Is more of the Benin Basin. But if you look at it across the West African coast, there has been a proven oil and gas reserve across the West African coast, from Cameroon to Nigeria to Ghana to Ivory Coast. So that's quite different from an uncharted territory when you consider the northern part of the country. I wouldn't want to call it a misplaced priority right now, but I don't really think our attention should be focused on finding oil in the northern part of the country, given the fact that even if you look at the only country that is producing anything in that region is Nigeria Republic, with about 20,000 barrels, but that is even far off. That is this location of the well is very far from most of the northern states in Nigeria. So, of course, and again, these activities should not be something that is carried out by the government. If we usually look at the way these contracts are structured, the government just sell the government usually just sell the license to private companies who then take the risk of exploring for oil in all these locations. And when it is not until when oil is discovered that the government then come in as a regulator and then takes it, go into most likely a production sharing contract. But with this, it will be the NNPC that will be bearing the cost of exploration, which is an high risk level of operation. So given the low income of NNPC right now, I don't really think it is time to be spending so much in exploring in places where there are no proven production.
Thank you so much, Jubril Karim, Energy Research Analyst with Ecobank Group.
Thank you. Sorry.